Allow me to introduce our next speaker presentation, Oz Minerals West Musgrave Project. Oz Minerals is a global copper-focused ASX 100 company that currently have 2 operating mines in South Australia and the West Musgrave Project in Western Australia, including mine operations in Brazil. The West Musgrave Project is a major copper-nickel sulphide deposit with a pre-feasibility study confirming the project can be a low-carbon, low-cost, long-life mine producing copper and nickel, with the company currently investing off-grid renewable power and processing solutions underpinned by solar and wind for the project. Today, presenting for Oz Minerals, we have Jane Brunton, the Commercial Manager, and Daniel Leinfelder of Oz Minerals Approvals. The Oz Minerals Mulgrave, pardon me, the Oz Minerals West Musgrave Project presentation with Jane and Daniel. Jane joined Oz Minerals in 2017 to work in the country's growth pipeline. A chemical engineer by profession, Jane is passionate about identifying and working with best practice suppliers to establish long-lasting relationships, encouraging efficiency, continuous improvement and innovation, and mutual benefits for all stakeholders. Approvals Manager for Oz Minerals, Daniel, oversees the development of approval and government engagement strategies for growth projects throughout Australia and nationally. Daniel has over 20 years' experience in areas of project development, stakeholder engagement, environmental assessment, one of my passions, training and auditing. Please welcome Oz Minerals Commercial Manager Jane Brunton and Approvals Manager Daniel Leinfelder to the stage.
Thanks very much, Nicola. That was a great introduction. You could have actually pretty much done our presentation for us, I think. Hey, thanks everyone. Thanks for attending today. Jane and I are coming to you from Adelaide. So just to kick off, we'd like to acknowledge that we're meeting on the traditional lands of the Kaurna people today, and we pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. And we also acknowledge their cultural and heritage beliefs are still as important today to the Kaurna people. We also pay our respects to the cultural authority of Aboriginal people attending from other areas of Australia. So first of all, sorry, I'm just going to check my screen. All good. This
I
is
just sent your presentation, so we're good.
So thanks, Nicola. So just checking, Nicola. So was my first section there covered?
Yeah, I believe so. That's all fine, and we can see your presentation on screen.
Yeah, great. Thank you. The disclaimer, this is our standard disclaimer. It's available on the website if you want to have a read. And at Oz Minerals, we strive to be modern. So we're guided by our purpose, which is going beyond what's possible to make lives better. We believe that only when we create value for all our stakeholders will we be successful and sustainable. So our framework of systems and behaviour we call the Oz Way, and that's what you'll see on the screen right now. The Oz Way guides our decisions while giving us the freedom and pathway to sort of reach our aspirations. To benefit from different views and perspectives, we're creating an inclusive culture where people are empowered to challenge, innovate, develop and change together. We explore for and mine mainly copper. So copper is important for a low carbon future and economic well-being, which in turn helps us to achieve our purpose and contribute to a better future. As Nicola said, we're an ASX 100 listed company. We've got 2 operating mines in South Australia, so the Carrapateena mine and the Prominent Hill mine. We've got the West Musgrave Project, which we'll talk more about shortly, and an operating mine and a mine under construction in Brazil as well. We're well placed with a healthy pipeline of strong organic development opportunities. So the West Musgrave Project, it's a significant greenfield copper and nickel project. It's located, as you can see on the slides, located in quite a remote area in the highly prospective West Musgrave mineral province. So it's just over the border in Western Australia. Basically, the West Musgrave Project, it's a $1 billion project, and we'll see the development of a low-cost, long-life, low-carbon copper and nickel mine. We've recently committed $67 million to the current phase of the project, following release of the pre-feasibility study update in December last year, and the acquisition of Cassini Resources. Basically, the pre-feasibility study update showed that the mine will produce about 29,000 tonnes per annum of nickel and 37,000 tonnes per annum of copper in the first 5 years. Oz Minerals has been working closely with the Nunadara people to understand the project's alignment with their aspirations, and the project will represent the first major mining project in the remote Nunadara lands. The current key activities for the project include advancing regulatory approvals, infill drilling to increase ore body confidence, engineering to increase capital and operating cost certainty, and importantly, the mine access agreement negotiations with the Nunadara community to ensure that the project delivers long-lasting benefits for the traditional owners. A final investment decision is expected in 2022, with production potentially commencing in 2024. So now I'm going to hand over to Jane, and she's going to talk about some of the unique aspects of the project and some of the upcoming procurement activities. Over to you, Jane.
Well, thank you very much, Dan, and hi, everyone. The West Musgrave Project has lots of unique aspects that makes it standing out from the conventional mining projects. One of such aspects is its power supply. Now, given the remote location, the West Musgrave Project is designed to be powered by an off-grid hybrid renewable power plant consisting of solar panels, wind turbines, battery energy storage system, and thermal generation backups. The overall renewable penetration is in order of 75 to 80%. By having the hybrid renewable power plant, it will enable the project to achieve reduction of carbon dioxide equivalent in order of 250 kilotons per annum, when compared to the traditional crushing circuit and the diesel generation solution. In the current phase of the study, the team is continuing to investigate options to further increase renewable penetration, and we are focused on developing a roadmap to 100% renewable operation and reduce dependency upon fossil fuels over time. West Musgrave could become one of the largest fully off-grid renewable powered mines in the world. The mining operation at West Musgrave is a conventional open pit setup. The processing flow sheet is very much innovative and technology focused. Different from the traditional SAG and ball mill circuit, the flow sheet utilizes vertical roller mills, or VRMs. VRM is commonly used in the cement industry, and the West Musgrave Project will be the first to utilize VRM for mineral processing in Australia. Now, this experimentation with a new application of a tried and tested technology on the West Musgrave Project came about through collaboration with subject matter experts outside our organisation. It came from an innovation ideation workshop with GR Engineering, an engineering consulting and contracting company for mineral processing. We're now also looking at piloting VRMs at our South Australian assets. Apart from VRMs, the flow sheet utilized direct flotation reactor for bulk separation. This technology reduces plant footprint and decreases operating cost by reducing power requirement. The bulk separation flotation circuit also allows for a coarse primary grinding size, which leads to lower power requirements. Now, this is probably what interests this group the most. As the project advances, there will be a number of upcoming opportunities to supply to the West Musgrave Project. This slide provides an overview of potential upcoming packages if the project successfully goes ahead, pending the final investment decision. The key vertical packages include what we call the Living Hub, which is the on-site village, and there are aerodromes, mineral processing plant, non-mineral processing infrastructures, tails storage facility, roads, hybrid renewable power plant, bore fields, construction camp, and mining. Horizontal packages including material and service supplies. You can refer to our Australian Industry Participation Plan for more information. A link to the plan summary is available on the slide, and as Dan has mentioned before, we will make this presentation pack available on our website. At Oz Minerals and the West Musgrave Project, we are truly passionate about supply engagement. In order to achieve maximum industry participation, all significant packages will be published on ICN Gateway. Link to our West Musgrave ICN page is on this slide. As you may already know from your last ICN presentation, registration to ICN is free, and once registered, you can subscribe to our West Musgrave page for any alerts on new packages of work. There is a supplier registration process, and any supplier can use the form to express interest generically towards the West Musgrave Project or specifically towards a package. This form is available on ICN and on the Oz Minerals website. And of course, you can access the link through this page. The registration process will take approximately 30 minutes to complete. It gathers general information on the company, past safety and health performance, certifications, and community management, and finally, industry relations. Now, this data will be used and will be screened against the Oz Minerals standard. When you finish your registration, an email will be sent by the system to automatically acknowledge the submission. I will definitely strongly encourage everyone to subscribe to the West Musgrave ICN page and express your interest using the supplier registration form. This is the end of our presentation. We really hope you've enjoyed it. And Dan and I will both be available at the Oz Mineral launch, if that launch is still available, for the next 30 minutes. And we'll hope to see you there. Please feel free to drop in and have a chat. That's the end, and I'll hand it back to Nicola.
Thank you, Jane, and thank you, Daniel. We might just take your presentation off screen, so it's just us talking here, because we do have some questions from the cohort that have been rivetingly listening to your project. It's so exciting to see everything that's happening in Western Australia, and can I say how refreshing in this remote location that you're using new technology. Now, wind farms and wind energy production is becoming more and more prominent on the Australian landscape. Do you agree?
Absolutely, especially here in South Australia, the renewable energy penetration is getting higher and higher to our.
And it's interesting when you become operational, because of that infrastructure, there's additional supply chain opportunities as well for the maintenance of the turbines. Of course, you have almost like mines rescue people for turbine operation and things like that to maintain this independence of your energy production.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So all those services will be required to keep this power plant up and running going forward in the operational phase.
Yeah, fantastic. And I've jumped online and had a look at your subscription and your page on the ICN Gateway. The supplier registration form, it's only about 3 pages. It's actually really easy for people to complete.
Yes, that's what we're hoping for. And it's one of our key principles is keeping it simple. We don't want to waste everybody's time, so we want to keep this registration form as simple as possible for the supplier's benefit and also for our screening purposes.
Yeah, of course. So the stage we're at in the project now, are we at pre-feasibility or feasibility? And how long do we think commissioning would be away?
So as Dan has mentioned before, we have published our pre-feasibility study update as of end of last year. We're currently in the phase of, you can call it a feasibility study, and we're hoping to reach a final investment decision sometime in 2022. At this stage, we're looking at first concentrate maybe in 2024.
That's a pretty tight timeline, isn't it?
Not many months left.
Not many months left at all. What's your biggest challenge right now? What are you looking for more than anything else to propel the project forward with the right supply chain opportunities?
Well, the project, as I said, is in the feasibility study phase. So we're really looking forward to work with suppliers and identify who will be the best to work with us in successful delivering of this project. And as you can appreciate, the project is quite complex. And it has a lot of moving parts just from the vertical and horizontal packages that we're showing previously. So really keen to get to the right supplier and work with us and help us on this journey.
Hey, Nicola, I'll add something there as well. So I guess with our other sort of project execution experience has been in South Australia. So one of the reasons we're here today as well is actually to get a bit more of a broader sort of supply exposure. And maybe introduce some new companies as well to Oz Minerals.
Oh, fantastic. And as you said, Jane, as you were finishing up, yourself and Daniel are going to be in the lounge at the Oz Minerals table ready to have some of those really progressive conversations. And Siri's actually online today that might be able to help support your project.
Yep.
All right. We have finished a little bit ahead of time. So what we might do is anybody who wants to go to the lounge and engage with Jane and Daniel, they'll be there at the Oz Minerals table. So enter the lounge, enter the Oz Minerals table and take a seat, or you can listen to the conversation ongoing. And of course, the presentation will be available in handouts with contact details to reach out post that time frame again. I will move us across to the next session, but we will take a short 5-minute or so break waiting for our next speaker to come up for presentation. Thank you so much, Jane and Daniel. That was really informative and really looking forward to seeing all those beautiful turbines in the landscape of WA.
Thanks, Nicola. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.